Have you seen Rise of the Mandalorian's fighter-less abilities and considered getting riders more dynamic roles? Yeah, I do like what he did there.
Ready. Choose your reinforcements. Setting coordinates.
Like fighter, like the way you can do abilities is still a lot more limited than you can do in Zsinj, and that's always been a bit depressing to me. But
Spread out, man.
ideally, probably not this version because there's so much other stuff we're trying to do.
I read you, sir.
It probably won't be a focus for anything we try to do for this version, but in the future maybe we'll probably do it more in that direction. I did literally just say in this direction because the troop said in that direction, but I can't help it. Right. Yeah, this isn't working. There is so much smoke here. I should have waited for that second ATA. Right, they're just going to take those out. Yeah, I really should have waited for that second ATA. Damn it. Yuzong War Team begins to attack TR Dev. Burnstrove has done that before. What? I was trying to get rid of my units. There we go. Oh well. My planet now. I just wanted to get rid of the units I had. You considered buffing the AT-AT whenever I play. It seems like they die too quickly. Part of the problem with that is you'd probably have to decrease the range if you did that, because they're super powerful as it is. Like if they are able to start shooting at stuff, they can get a lot of damage out. And I kind of like that they're a bit easier to kill once you get up close to them. But if you are able to stay far away, they just wreck you. Because they're supposed to be a bit more armored, but they've always had access to like the underside stuff that you can say they're shooting at, and like the whole you can trip them, and they didn't really think of this when they were designing them apparently. But you know. Should play with Andrew Hester and Zsinj. I've never spoken to Andrew Hester before, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Mods at war. The Empire at War community is not the best for that. There was a... I may have said it before, so not saying the name is probably not worth it. But one particular mod dev once threatened to post what he thought was my personal information on Craigslist. So that was fun. And Nomada used to go around saying we'd stolen our ISD model because he didn't think we were capable of making one as good as he thought it was. So we told a few people that, and they ended up like posting it in public that we'd been stealing our models because they took his word for it. Even though we had pictures of code user making it. what are all these victories doing here? Well, they're not going to live up to their name. Like, when Nomada started saying that, I was, like, pretty offended, because we've always been very gung-ho about making our own models, and that's sort of been our one of the things we do, is we just make all our own content. Especially at a time when that wasn't very common, and coming from him. So the idea that we'd stolen it when we were... Like, we don't even use, like, open release models. It was like, why would you say that? All right, well, they're all dead now.
Engage thrusters. Adjust and fire. Gun crews fire. Ahead full. Boost missiles. Attack. Help yourself. Launch full bomb.
Was there a We Could Be Heroes from Maldrood? Now that I think about it, I don't remember. There will be one, but we have to be more confident in who will be the heroes from Maldrood. Because they're a bit harder to come up with, and we want to make sure we've looked everywhere we can before saying what we plan to do with them. Because as it is, they have the least. So I want to give it as much time as possible.
Target priority is the laser cannons.
You ever played the Warlord's mod for Homeworld 2? Yeah. Not recently, but... Was it updated with the... No, it can't have been, because they didn't release the remastered mod tools. But, yeah, it was... It might even have... No, it wouldn't have been before I started TR, because I didn't know what modding was before I started TR. But, I have played it before. It was so long ago, though. Because I had the, when Homeworld was re-released, or Homeworld 2 was re-released. Homeworld 2 was re-released on those, like, collectors, not even collector's edition. Damn it. I can't remember what it was called, but I got Freelancer and Homeworld 2 at the same time. Ended up playing Warlords for it. As much as whatever I just said makes sense. Okay. It was updated for the Homeworld 2 that came with Remastered. I didn't play it for that, but I think it was like 2009 that I ended up playing it. Because it was on disc. It was on my computer at my parents' house. So I hadn't gone to university yet.
Reporting, sir. IPV reporting.
Alright. Can we liberate Column X? Or do we... Are they going to take Column X? AT-AT, IDTs, Jump Troopers, and Artillery. Okay, let's see. I don't think we'll have much in the way of garrisons, though, actually. Because that was updated after the build that this is being played on. Oh well.
Roger that. On my way. Moving out. Right away.
Yeah, these guys won't be able to shoot at anything, because that was, again, fixed afterwards.
Order acknowledged. Transfer coordinates.
If we can actually... Hold on.
Awaiting orders. Heading out.
I'm going to try to take out this before they can actually get there. Oops. Alright, don't care about you civilians. You will shoot them anyways.
Let's go.
Oh, it's probably another 10.1, so it doesn't even matter if I take this.
This way.
Right, there's their infantry. Crusader Kings 2. No, I've never really played any of those. That's a Paradox game, right? Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis are both Paradox. There's that Hearts of Iron that I'm thinking of. And either way, I have not actually played them.
Moving. Let's roll.
Is it just me or the Podwalkers seem weak compared to what they were in the Clone Wars? Well, yeah, they were...
Our way. Attack.
They're really old for one thing, but they are weaker than we intended them to be. Right now I think they're using the numbers from the base game, so we do have to update them. Okay, if you guys want to just come around here, I guess.
Our copy. Right away. Targeting.
I think it's just the stormtroopers that are going to be able to shoot here. Yeah,
Reporting. Firing.
you can probably make it up there now. Did you make the turret bones for the Navy Trooper model? Obviously not in this build, but they... I can't remember if they're done in the current build, but if they aren't yet, they will be.
Heading out.
Because I thought Delta was working on that, but apparently not.
Commander.
Or I thought Delta had done that, but apparently not.
Ready. Fall out. Brigade standing by. Targeting.
I think Petroglyph was using the Podwalkers as just like anti-infantry. Like, they're not even good at that. I don't know what Petroglyph was using them for. But
Move out.
we didn't really... I don't think we've updated the numbers for them.
Orders received.
Because I think the first time we used them after putting them in was just for the Pentastar alignment, and I don't know if we changed it for that either.
Tank brigade ready.
Well, the guy who thought he had my information, what he actually had was the address of my ISP,
Keep going.
as opposed to my own personal information.
This way.
So, even if he did end up posting it, because like he showed me what he had, and if he did try to post it, it wouldn't have been my stuff anyways. But it was the thought that counts as far as I'm concerned. It was great because
Roger that.
I ended up in a Skype call with him, and
Roger that. Moving to
he was like
form up.
just going at me
Awaiting order.
during the call,
Copy.
and he was significantly older than me. I was like 16 at the time, I think, and he was, I think, late 30s. And so my mom walked into my room in the middle of this call with him and started telling me that my grandfather was, I can't remember if it was that he died or he was in the hospital at that point. So the guy had to sit there while he was giving me crap for...
Fire away.
he had thought that I had told someone not to work on his mod because they were a member of both Imperial Civil War and or Thrawn's Revenge and his mod, and the person that he thought I was telling not to work on his mod just didn't really want to work on his mod anymore, but he was still working on Thrawn's Revenge. So he assumed that the only reason this could have happened is if I had told them not to. So he was giving me shit about like betraying him or whatever. I don't think I can say any more than that without giving away who it is. But in the middle of that, he got to listen to, in the middle of this 30-year-old whining at a 16-year-old about this, he got to awkwardly sit through and listen to my mom telling me that my grandfather was dead. It was a great moment.
Construction complete.
Right away.
Right, I'm gonna clear off column X.
Moving to sector.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Tactical battle imminent.
And I can't say the reason why it was like really obviously not true or cool for them to say this,
Dreadnought cruiser.
but that would just definitely give away who it is, and I don't want to do that.
Moving.
He also DDoS'd our site.
There they are.
So we actually used to have fairly frequent website problems where the site would be inaccessible sometimes, and this was partially because this other guy was just intentionally taking it down.
Choose your reinforcements.
Firing turbo lasers. Deploying to sector.
But yeah, so I mean, there was also one person who wasn't a modder, I don't think, but they sent me an email with I've definitely told this before, but they sent me an email with Trojan.exe as an attachment. So that was like those are like the two things that people have tried to do. Will the province be receiving upgraded card points and weaponry as well as a new skin? Yeah, so when I re-rig it, I'm going to rejigger all the weapons. As it is, it actually does have a lot more weapons than it seems to. It's just because it was the way it's coded right now, it was balanced with as far as its hard points were balanced with the base game because it was part of the Fall of the Republic mini mod. But so like there's 8 hard points you can't actually target right now. I think it's 8. It might be 10. But yeah, it'll have a different weaponry layout. I'm hoping we can get the new model done by the, or not the new model, but the new skin done by the demo.
The lasers are our target.
What you gonna do with all those Lucre Hulks? Was the Providence so small compared to the Lucre Hulk? Yeah, it was the Lucre Hulk. Someone can correct me on this, but I think the Lucre Hulk's like 3,200 meters, and the Providence is 1,200. I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head. They're like butter. Doesn't really matter.
Direct fire on the engines. Destroy the engines.
Loose missiles. Captain reporting. Fire at will.
Would it be possible to code ramming damage in the game, or is that hard-coded? You could probably script something that functions as ramming, but as far as like just trying to make ships passively, if they hit something, do damage to it, like you could sort of do that, but I wouldn't suggest it. it would be just because the way pathing works, you'd end up using your ships as a sword more often than not.
Priority is the laser cannon.
Like right now, my IC is about to get the hug of death. It would be crunched into pieces like this. But like you could, I'm sure you could do like a Lewis script for an ability where your ship just flies into the other ship and damages it.
Loose missiles. Attack. Full volley. Destroy that target.
We are victorious.
Don't sleep on the Crimson VSTs. They're pretty. Even when Lucre Hulks were good ships in the Clone Wars, the VST was like the top of the line new hotness.